Behavioural economics is a new subject area. It's not been around forever. It's not been around for very long at all. It's really the result of developments in both psychology and economics. I guess the most important event in the recent history anyway is the award of the Nobel Prize to Daniel Kahneman, a psychologist, for economics. There isn't a Nobel Prize for psychology, so if you want one as a psychologist, you're going to have to aim in another area. And he got that prize for work which really explains how assumptions drawn largely from economic theory about how people make choices don't actually hold up when you look at the data. And that award has subsequently led to a huge explosion of interest in the field, popular books by the score, television programs, all sorts of new thinking. And really, our course is a direct consequence of that event. So this course is really ideal for either psychologists or economists, so people with an economics background or people with a psychology background. And of course, those are, although they share some things in common, they're quite disparate subject areas. And the course is really designed to bring out the strengths of each subject and reach across the divides and communicate across those disciplinary areas. And of course, there's a common area of interest, which is essentially people's economic behavior, how people respond to incentives, for example. And that's informed both by economic theory and by psychological theory and by economic methodology and research and psychological methodology and research. So it's really a merging of two different traditions and producing something a little new. It's a hybrid area of inquiry. So an exciting aspect of behavioural economics is the fact that it addresses behaviour in multiple ways. So you can talk about behaviour which is really very close to you and your personal life and how you understand your own motives and your own reactions to situations. And it also applies to things like businesses and public policy. So governments now have set up their own units which use behavioural economics to advise them on how people are likely to react to policies and innovations that they have. So it has clear areas of application, and yet it's sort of grounded in academic theory. So this is a new program, and so it's not possible to point to the sort of historical outcomes of students that have been through this program before. It's brand new. Nonetheless, we have every indication that employers are very interested indeed in graduates from this program. So we've had many businesses contact us. We sent out information about the course when we were designing it, asking employers, well, what do they think about this? And they were, we had a very strong reaction indeed. And indeed, quite independently of the development of the course, I myself get inquiries from businesses, on a sort of weekly basis. They want to know what can behavioural economics offer us? What can this new area tell us? Would I come along and give them a talk about what they're missing out on? And so I'm very confident that people who study in this area are going to be very employable.